Hi Divine Feminines, Divine anybody that comes across this. This is going to be another video, a part of the segment of Amanda's advice. I channel messages through art, but I also channel messages through wisdom. I was born on a Wednesday wisdom, and that's also Mercury Day. Mercury is all about communication. I'm here to communicate my thoughts, my downloads, things that come out of nowhere. Or maybe even just art with wisdom, like in the form of tutorials, just anything on my mind. But I also value your input, your communication, so feel free to communicate back to me. Today is a little bit of both. It's kind of Amanda's advice, but it's also a bit of a premonition, prophecy. It feels like it has divination in it, essentially. The name that came to me was the butterfly effect. Everything we do / go through, whether we perceive it as positive or negative, has led us to this present moment. Even the smallest change to your past could have changed where you're supposed to be right now. So anyways, the other day, it was a long day at work. It's getting dark out. I think it was like practically sundown or almost sundown. And I got in my car, but my brakes were stuck. And mind you, I literally had a car inspection. My brakes are fine. It's a newer car, but my brakes weren't going. So I ended up staying in the parking lot for a good 10-15 minutes on the phone with my parents. I even considered calling the car place, but eventually my brakes sort of just went back to normal after I pushed down on it again. So I was stuck there. And then Google Maps proceeded to take me this really strange route. Like, even when there's traffic, I go the same way. It takes me the same way, but for some reason it wanted me to go down this really creepy road where you only went 10, 25 miles per hour. So even if I had a problem with my brake, I would have been safe. That's the first one. And second, I'm getting, what if delays, being late, we always perceive these as terrible things, right? Like, oh my god, my whole day's ruined. How about those people that missed their 9/11 flight? I bet you anything that morning before it actually happened, they were like, my luck, right? My life freaking sucks, and nothing ever goes my way. But really, if you didn't miss that flight, you would have been dead. And I believe there was also an accident up ahead. Something was going on. It felt like an accident. So imagine if I were 10-15 minutes early, I could have been in that accident. I also felt this weird, calming, protective energy around me. It was a really weird night. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt very weird. But I also felt like everything was going to be okay. And I went down a road where there were no cars. So once again, it's like two different things. I would have been fine anyway. So it's like they were telling me to stop. Brakes are obviously symbolic of stop. The car isn't moving. Don't move, stay here. It's like I had like a guardian angel or something. That's what it felt like. And I felt called. It was kind of like a download and also an experience. I felt called to say that. I feel like a lot of you are going to be going through similar scenarios. It's where a bunch of weird inconveniences come up, but they're really not inconvenient. It's like you need to embrace them as if it were the difference between life and death, the difference between, it's like you're just supposed to be there. So like every time something like that happens, consider that. And also butterflies with the butterfly effect. Butterflies symbolize transformation. All it takes is one thing to change everything else. All it takes is one thing and it's a domino effect. Even what you have for breakfast in the morning, that takes time. That affects your body, your stomach. Like, that's everything. If you don't eat breakfast, you're hungry all day. And when you're hungry all day, you can get moody. And when you're moody, you can have falling outs with your friends and family. You see how it works. So just keep that in mind. I feel like that's a very important thing. And there's many examples of this. Some of them aren't that serious between life and death, but a lot of them are. It's like you were meant to stay home that day, because what if something went down in the building you were going to go to? There's plenty of instances where I was supposed to be somewhere, but I stayed behind, and I was so happy I did. And my brakes were fine. So it's like my brakes just, you're not allowed to go in the car yet. They told me to stay the fuck put, and I did. And I'm pretty sure I missed out on a very extreme like accident, because I probably would have been in that same area. But then they took me this strange way. Google Maps never takes me that way, even when it's just a little traffic. I was on this really dark road, no cars, going like 10 miles per hour. So even if I had to pull over, I could have. So, to keep a long story short, please embrace any setbacks, being late to work. This comes in many forms, I just can't think of them right now, but you know what I mean. Because I feel like the same is going to be happening to you guys. And I want you to look at it from a deeper perspective. We're always in a rush, we always hate those little things, but what if we need to stop and think for a minute? Okay guys, that's the end of this segment of Amanda's advice, Amanda's art. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you understood what I was putting down. It felt like I was being protected from something. It felt like a guardian angel kind of stepped in, took the wheel, took the pedal. As strange as that sounds, just a really odd night. It's like I was being told to stay, and I did. And at first I perceived it as a negative thing, like, wow, I can't go home now. I just want to go home, take a shower, and go to bed. But then after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm safe, I'm alive, this is okay. I was supposed to be here, I'm supposed to get home at this time. And then the rest of the night was amazing. Okay guys, bye.